SoundCloud is one of the most popular music sharing services in the world with over 175 million users monthly. It's been around since 2007 and has grown from a small website used to post song remixes to a massive streaming service that has birthed some of the generation's biggest stars. With over 250 million songs currently available on the platform, it's safe to say that SoundCloud is a legendary part of music history, and yet it could have been so much more. Now, I've had a SoundCloud account since 2016, and while it isn't a crazy amount of time, it's long enough to where I've been able to see a lot of stuff happen on the platform. 2016 is known for being the year where the first major wave of artists started to blow up from the site. The term SoundCloud rapper was created during this time period, and it was overall just a crazy era. Now fast forward to 2023, and SoundCloud has barely changed. You might think I'm joking, but I promise you I'm being 100% serious. The core aspects of the website have somehow remained the same for over 7 years. I'm gonna put a screenshot up of SoundCloud from 2015, and here's a screenshot of how it looks now. Like, where's the difference? I feel like constant updates to websites or apps is common sense to most companies, but apparently not to SoundCloud. If we take a look at SoundCloud's biggest competitor, I'm putting it in quotes because it's really not close at all, but you know. But looking at Spotify from 2015 and looking at how it looks now, it's a completely different app. We're gonna get more into Spotify later in the video because they've done a lot of things right, while SoundCloud has fumbled in so many different ways. Now, a lot of the issues on SoundCloud stem from the fact that SoundCloud is broke. Like, they are extremely broke. In 2021, the company brought in a little over 270 million, which sounds like a lot until you compare that with Spotify, which casually made over 9 billion the same year. It's been struggling to make a profit for years, and it's been at risk of being sold or shutting down completely multiple times. In fact, in 2017, it was actually looking like it was over for SoundCloud. Like, they were closing down offices, laying off workers, everything. And keep in mind, this was pretty much the peak of SoundCloud. We had X, Trippy, Uzi, all those artists were going up, but the company was on life support. That just shows that they weren't doing something right. So the big question is, why were they, and why are they currently struggling to bring in money? There's a few answers to this question, so I'm gonna start with the most obvious one: competition. I've already talked about how much better Spotify is doing compared to SoundCloud, and there's a reason for it. Spotify is just overall a way better music platform than SoundCloud. It's way easier to find music, there's more official music by more artists, and all in all, it just feels way better to use. There's a reason why, when talking about the best music apps, people really only mention Spotify and Apple Music. If you say you mainly use SoundCloud, you're most likely gonna get clowned, I'm sorry. And trust me, I'm saying that from experience. The next reason why SoundCloud isn't making money is because it doesn't really have that many ways to make money. One of the main ways SoundCloud makes money is ads. Basically, they get paid by people to run ads on their platform, and in addition to that money, they also keep a cut of the revenue made from the ads. The problem with this is that you can't really fund a company off just ad money. Now, I don't know the exact numbers, so I'm just guessing here, but clearly the ads just don't bring in that much. So SoundCloud obviously knows this, and their solution was to just start spamming ads. You play a song, you get an ad. You skip a song, you get an ad. You open the app and you get an ad. It's gotten pretty out of hand, but there actually is a reason for this, and it's pretty obvious. In 2016, SoundCloud launched a new program called SoundCloud Go, later renamed to SoundCloud Go Plus, which is a subscription-based service that offers a lot. No ads, you can listen to songs offline, and you can even listen to premium music from more mainstream artists. Now, I'm not mad at this at all because this is exactly how Spotify makes the bulk of its money. They have Spotify Premium, which does pretty much the exact same things. Spotify Premium is even more essential than Go, in my opinion, because if you use the mobile Spotify app without Premium, it's basically unusable. So this was definitely a step in the right direction for SoundCloud. Now, I'm assuming this is where most of the revenue comes from. The problem with this is that I guess not enough people are buying Go, and I can't say I'll blame them. Yeah, the ads are annoying, but they're not the end of the world. Most people just endure it, or they use an ad blocker if they're on the website. And as for the paywall music, you can just go to any other music platform. I really don't think they thought Go through long enough. Why would I pay $10 a month of Go on SoundCloud when I could just go to Spotify, which offers pretty much the same things on a better platform for the same price? Overall, Go is a good idea, but they need to make the app more appealing to use if they're gonna market it the way they do. And spamming ads might get some people, but for the majority, they're probably just gonna switch platforms. So we've covered the money aspect of SoundCloud, but what about their community interactions? I mean, after all, the community is what makes SoundCloud what it is. If people weren't constantly uploading and supporting their favorite artists, SoundCloud would have been done a long time ago. Now, overall, I would say SoundCloud does an alright job at interacting with the community. They're pretty active on Twitter, and they're always promoting some underrated artists, which is what I like to see. My main problem isn't with the way SoundCloud interacts with the community, it's how much they know about the community. And unfortunately, they don't know that much. I think the moment I realized SoundCloud was completely out of touch with what was happening on their website is when they posted this video on their Instagram. They were doing a thing where they highlighted some of the hottest genres and sounds on the app, and on the surface, that's great, like I have no problem with that. But then they posted their video about Plug, and here, I'm gonna just play it.
culture. Like, it's an experience.
That's what this shit is for, like, influence other people.
Trends come and go, artists rise and fall. But in 2022, the plug scene proved it was here forever.
I don't even know what plug music is, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'd say simple chords, hard-hitting 808s, and repetitive, thoughtful, addictive melodies.
The moment was the upload. Some of the top plug tracks from 2022 were Summers, Swing Your Pole, Young Phaso, That's the Way Life Goes, and Can Get Zooed. And plug uploads are up 75% compared to 2021.
I can't lie, every time I watch that video, I start laughing, but like I'm also mad at the same time because like there's no way. And by the way, they never took that video down. Like, it's still up on their Instagram. Now, if you have no idea what they were talking about, plug is basically a subgenre of hip hop, and it's one of the most popular ones in the underground. I did a whole video on it, by the way, so if you don't know what it is, then just check it out. Now, obviously, I would expect a random person not to know what plug is, but for SoundCloud, the place where the sound was pretty much created, not to know what it is, like, that is so crazy to me. They then tried to laugh it off with this post talking about some trying to start a fight, name your top 10 plug songs of 2022. Like, nah, it's too late. Another embarrassing moment for SoundCloud was how they handled the 2022 playback playlist. So SoundCloud has these yearly playlists that basically show every song you listen to the most for that year. This is honestly the least they could do. Like, I don't want to keep bringing up Spotify, but they have the playlist and they have Wrapped, so. But anyways, last year, they just randomly decided they weren't going to do one, and they didn't announce this, they just didn't release it. People were rightfully confused because this came out of nowhere, and they tweeted at SoundCloud for information to where they just got an automated response. Eventually, they put out an announcement that they were revamping the playback, so there was going to be no playlist. And that sentence made zero sense to me. Like, cool, you're revamping it, awesome, that's a good thing. But what does it have to do with the playback for this year? So either they were just lazy and didn't want to do it, which is probably the most likely option, or SoundCloud was actually down bad to the point where they couldn't even work on two things at once. Finally, after waves of hate, they released a playlist for that year, but it didn't really matter at that point since people had already figured out how to get it by changing the date and the old playback URLs. Also, they pissed off the community for no reason. So really, all I gotta say to sum up this entire section is they gotta hire people at SoundCloud that actually use SoundCloud. I seriously doubt that the majority of the staff at SoundCloud even have the app on their phone. Like, there's no way. But even after everything I said in this video, I'm still gonna use SoundCloud. Even though it has so much room to improve, it has a lot of good music, good people, and overall, I just have a lot of memories associated with it. A complete redesign of the platform, better community interaction, and a better subscription service, and SoundCloud could easily be on top. And can y'all please add dark mode to the website? Like, I'm tired of getting blinded every time I get on my computer. It's 2023. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree with anything I said, and also leave comments as to how SoundCloud could improve, because who knows, maybe they gonna see this video, I don't know. But that's pretty much all I have, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.